here, guys. I like it. One more little twist. There we go. Not too much, Joshy. Okay, now let's see how close we can get. We don't want to get too close. I want you to be able to see the whole canvas. There we go. Looking good, everybody. We're all here. We're all having fun. And let me show you what I've done to my canvas so far. It's a nice dry canvas. I took it right out of the plastic. I put it right onto the easel. And I put this blue tape around it. This is 2-inch blue tape, right? Just regular old 2-inch painter's tape. It's just like that. Crazy old thing. Nasty. And what we did was we put a stripe along the bottom, then put a stripe over here, then put a stripe over there, then put a stripe over here. And then I ripped off pieces of paint that are about that long, so about as long as your finger or so, maybe a little bit longer. And I just kind of lined up the center of the tape so the same size triangle is in all of the parts. Now, just because we're very technical, okay, on a ruler here, a tape, it's just under 3.5. So what's that? 3 3/8, which means it's about 3 3/8 right there. To our other side, all the way around, right, from the edge, just using that regular old tape. Don't have to be so technical about it, but some people want to know the measurements so they can do the same thing. Now, we're going to be using limited colors, right? So we're going to go our Phthalo blue, Alizarin crimson, midnight black, titanium white. It's probably the only thing we're going to use. We could use some Indian yellow if we wanted to, but let's keep it a nice, kind of a brisk winter scene. Now, because our canvas is dry, and I want to make sure that these lines on my tape are very, very well mushed on, right? So that paint doesn't try to skirt underneath that guy. Now, we need to take our canvas and make it wet with, wrong way, there we go, our Bob Ross liquid white. Awesome old stuff. It's a mixture of titanium white and odorless mineral spirits or paint thinner, right? And so it takes that very thick titanium white and makes it kind of runny. What we're gonna do is just place this guy like we always do and not worry about where our tape is. I don't care if I get any bit of our paint over the tape. I'm gonna peel the tape off and we're gonna have this frame around our painting of unpainted canvas, which will make it easier for you to grab it and move it around and put it up on the wall. Right? But all we need to do, you can see very light, it's a very thin coat of that liquid white. We want to get it everywhere across our canvas. And with this blue tape, it's very easy to see whether or not you have too much, right? We're not going to be covering our tape completely. It's not going to go totally white. You just need to have a little bit in there. Then we're going to look down from the side and go, okay, I need a little bit more in here and a little bit more over there, wherever. It's all good, guys. Just like that. The more you scrub it in, you can make circles with it. You can do it however you get it on is the proper way to put it on. You shouldn't have to take a lot to put it. Doesn't it look like an old TV screen to me? It's just giving me old TV screen vibes, like I'm about to watch, I don't know, something out here in the night. Okay, now that we have our canvas all prepped and ready to go, we can start painting like usual and not even worry about that tape. We're gonna remove it by the time we get done, right? So even with the liquid white onto my brush, we're gonna come down in here, and you guys, why did I do that? Why do I always do that? I don't want the blue first, so don't get the blue on the brush. Now we're gonna have to wash it. Now we gotta wash it off, and that's okay. All right, let's wash it. Could have washed it anyway, it's fine. It doesn't have to be washed every time that you go through a different color. If you're doing it in the right pattern, right? The right procedure. So let's get up here and get some of our crimson. I'll drop it down there, right? Then we can load from this little area. We don't need to have too much paint. And the only reason I did that is because I had some black and blue mixed down in here, which is a much darker color. We don't need that yet, right? Just get some pure crimson. Come out here and start dropping that guy on. Oh, isn't it gorgeous? It's fantastic. Drop them on like that. Maybe, whoop, just a little touch more. We'll come down from the bottom. Over here, just putting it on. We're not really caring about what it looks like, how far it goes, this, that, and the other. Just drop a little bit on there, okay? Maybe, why not? We'll have a little bit from this side too. Why not? We don't really need much of it into our sky, but just like that, a little bit of pinky-esque feel to our water. I'm gonna take the same brush, I'm gonna go into our blue now, and we're gonna start dropping it on from the top. And We're gonna have a really crisp line around the edge. It's gonna look so cool, you guys. Dropping in from this side, it's gonna be very, very cool. I'm already liking how this one's coming out. A little bit more of our blue. Down from the bottom and over that crimson, it'll go a little purpley, which is exactly what we want to see from that part of our canvas. A little bit of purpliness. Same thing, a little bit of blue down into here. And like I said, afterwards, we're going to literally peel off the paint and have a framed painting with dry canvas around the outside. It's going to be so cool. Maybe take a little bit more of that blue color. We'll put it down in here too. Just because, why not? Right? Save a little section of our pink area out there. And it's going to be neat. Now, let's go wash off that brush again. You have to have a clean, dry brush if you want to do any blending. You can't be blending the paint if there's already a load of paint on your paintbrush, right? We're all about the 3 P's of painting, right? The 3 P's of paint with Josh. Does anybody know what they are? Type them out in the comments if you know those 3 P's, because they're vital. No matter what you do, they're vital. Really are. Thank you, For Real You. Appreciate you. Everybody, if you're watching over on YouTube, make sure you just like the videos. All you're going to do, you can comment and chat amongst the fellow chatters. And since I forgot, we'll put this little bit of our Bob Ross black, too. Just coming in from the top with a little bit of our black color. It just kind of dulls it down a little bit, makes it different, so there's not so many things the exact same, right? We have a couple little differences in our hues of color. It's gonna look really cool. Okay, now if we go to blend, where do we start? Do we start in the beginning, like our light area, or do we start in our darkest area first? Where do you think? Caught me from the beginning. Well, thank you. Paint pressure and practice. Passion is close. We start in our light area, of course. Thank all you guys for being here. You guys are amazing. Is anybody out there painting along with me right now? That's what I want to know. A little bit of my pink is our lightest area, so we're going to crisscross into that color. Just be very light-handed, right? We're barely getting any paint onto the brush. And as we get out into our darker colors, they're going to want to come down and cover our little pink part of our sky. And so based off of our pressure, right, our paint that's on the brush or the canvas, our pressure, right, number 2, for a reason, you gotta have the right amount of pressure if you want that paint to blend and slide and move. See the differences? Right? The more you get into that dark color, the more your pink will disappear. So you're judging off of your own eyeballs and saying, you know what, I like how that looks, or whatever. Very cool. Very cool. This is starting to look like that one little stick painting, you guys. That looked pretty cool, that little sticky tree. I don't know about you guys, but I like that one. Okay. Just very lightly, saving a little bit of pink out there into our sky. Everywhere else is kind of dulled down, but you have all these differences. All your different colors in there are what's really going to make your painting pop. Right? Now, the same thing. You could do this, right? But in our water, we don't really need to do much but pull it straight down. So we'll kind of pick our horizon and just pull it down a little bit. And the more that we pull it down, and then turn all those vertical streaks into horizontal streaks, the more it looks like you've got some water out there in the day. We don't have to move it as much. We don't have to push on it as much or anything like that, because it's not very important. It's going to be mushed over many times by the time we get down there, so don't worry about it too crazily. Okay, let's get out here. I'm having a hard time finding where my blue tape line is now. I'm going to come out here into our titanium white, and let's just say, for goodness gracious. Okay, let's come out here like this. Bang, right underneath that pinky area, and just up and around and wherever. Literally being as rough as physically possible to deposit all of that paint off of the brush and onto the canvas itself, okay? We don't need all the paint on the brush. We need the paint on the canvas. So we get out there, and then we come up here and we mix it up and mush it and roll it down. And the more that we mix it, the more it's going to pick up the colors that are underneath. The more it's going to change. Move and blend and get all crazy like. Our cloud goes up into our tape. It's kind of cool. That's kind of cool, you guys. Okay, Very soft, very neat, very fancy, very demure. Now let's come over here. Grab a little touch of our midnight black. Little bit, you see what I mean? That's not even enough to make like a water line on a beach. Little bit. A lot more crimson, a lot more blue than that black. That way we'll keep it dark, but we'll also keep it from being black. Right? If you put too much black into your black mix, it's gonna be too dark, too far away, right? If we want anything, we want the dark stuff closer to us, and we want the lighter stuff further away, right? So we got a little bit of our purpley mix. Let's grab a little sneak of white, just right off the brush right there. Grab about half of that pile and mix it up, because it's gonna go brighter. That's what we want. We want it to be a bit brighter, and we're gonna remember that it's also, this is very bluey. There's a lot of blue in there. It's bluey, right? It's also going to help us if it's a bit brighter than dark, right? And it's also going to get a little bit brighter as we mix it all over all that liquid white paint. Now, let's just say you don't even have to use your old palette tool. Let's just get out here with that fan brush that we made our clouds with. There's lots of white paint in it already. Let's wiggle down, wiggle down, wiggle down, right? Just like that. And let's say up underneath this guy, maybe we could do it in like a pencil. We're almost going to follow along the little bit of our cloud. Kind of pop it up over here, however you want it to go, right? All it is the base of our cliff, which we're then gonna pull down just a little bit. Remember, we don't want it to grow too far, Joshy, so we don't want to pull down too much. We get this little cliff out there in the daytime, just hanging out. Oh, I already love him. What if he was a little bit further over here and we started climbing up again? Right, you climb up, you climb out, you climb down, you do whatever you gotta do to make it look however you want it to look in the day, right? Very neat little thing. Now, let's take our 2-inch brush, come in here, just kind of grab it and just lift it up just a little bit in different places. If it's too tall, they're gonna look ridiculous, right? If they're not tall enough, you're not gonna notice them. So, little bit, little places. Take this guy from underneath, put a lot more pressure on him so we can pull him down, right? Only really worrying about what our top edge of this guy looks like. We don't need to see the whole base. We don't have to see much of anything back there, right? Soft little guy. Ooh, I like it. It's kind of cool. It's kind of neat. In fact, you could almost say that's a little far away bit of tree or forest or whatever. Right, let's come in here and grab a little bit of our titanium white, even on our dirty old brush. Right, just on the corner though. I just want to get one little bit out there on the corner. And then maybe way out here, just a little bit of a waterfall coming from the little peak, just a small little bit, right? We don't need it to go too far. We don't have to do much to it. It's gonna be very, very, very far away. So it's just coming out of there, little old guy, right? And the part that's over the edge right here that we missed, look at how easily that just disappears. Because the paint is gonna wanna disappear. It's crazy out there. We're getting crazy out there. That little waterfall coming out. Very, very cool. Now, what if I grabbed, yeah, I like that. I like that. Let's get a little bit more of our white. Let's come down. Let's just to give myself an idea of where the mist coming off that guy might be. We'll make just a little smiley face underneath that old guy. Come in here with our 1-inch brush, just very lightly mix it up. It's gonna wanna dissipate like our cloud, especially into all that darkness. So we gotta be careful about what it looks like, okay? Now, let's just say, what if we got a little bit more of this color out here? How are we gonna do that, Josh? What are we gonna do as far as making it look a little deeper and darker? We'll get a little bit of that paint onto our brush. Let's start coming out here, and because we can add that darkness, right? The way that it looks now, it almost looks like there's mist at the base and no like sheer walls that are happening back there because it's a bit too bright. And it's okay, we really only need it right there to look a little darker, or at least a little bit of a wall. Oh, I like that, that's very cool. Okay, now let's come out and we can actually take that whole thing. We don't really need to do it all the way across, but you can take that whole bit of cloudy mist up there. Like I said, we really don't need to do it too far across. because we're going to push on this guy much harder and just blend that stuff away into almost invisibility, right? The more that you mix it, the more the light mixes with the dark and the dark with the light, and makes it a little bit brighter, and then all of a sudden you have this hazy kind of mist at the base of whatever those are back there. Okay, now we don't want to project up too far above our mountainous ridge if we're just going to stay in our midground, right? We want to save our projections for when we get to our foreground. It's going to help us out a lot more. Okay? So let's come in here and let's just say we had a couple little dabs, and this is just with the plaque mix, right? So we went, taken our original darkness, mixed it down into that lighter color pile, just so it's darker than the mountain in the back. That's the only reason why we do that. Now, these guys, as they get a little closer to us, can get a little taller and a little bigger and kind of block out that little mountain thing back there. These are all background stuff. Do not worry about it too much, right? It's literally, you don't have to stress. You don't want to overthink it. And I know it starts looking crazy when you put them up here. You're gonna get much less tall as you get down on this side. Much less indistinct as well. You can't really tell what's happening way back there. We do have to fill in our bottom area. So if anything, you can turn the brush sideways and just tap in a little bit of darkness. Because we're gonna make our misty fogginess right now, right? The misty fogginess is my favorite thing to do. And there's so many different ways you can do it. Now, we don't want to let it grow down too far. I want to save some of that pink in my water area. So let's take this guy even with our little 1-inch brush. Just give it a little flick upwards. I'm not out here brushing it. I can't control my pressure that way like I can when I'm in here. Right? Just very lightly dragging it across, filling in little areas, this, that, and the other. Just like that. Almost right in front of our little waterfall. You can see some of that misty cloud in the back of our trees. It just adds distance, right? Now, because I don't want this guy to grow down too far, I'm going to keep the brush very horizontal and just kind of tap at it. All right? The more that I tap at this guy, the more it's going to intermix in those colors with these colors, right? I'm trying not to lose too much of my pink down here. And so, when we finally get enough room, then we can turn the brush vertically like this, hitting it, bouncing it down, splitting the brush in half. So you got half of it touching the canvas and the other half not touching the canvas at all. And that way you'll be at the right angle. You don't want to come in here straight on to the canvas. It doesn't sound the same. Hear that? Doesn't sound the same, so it's not going to do the same thing. Okay, mixing that guy down. Oh my. We might just have to... Oh, that's so pretty. It's so pretty, you guys. Okay, let's wipe off our brush on a paper towel. Or switch to a cleaner, drier brush so we can come in here and just mix up those little things. The softer we mix it, the more of like a reflection you might see underneath. Or if your brain is looking at it and seeing misty fog, then you use your misty fogginess to your advantage. Right? You get to decide what's going on way the heck out here every time you do it. Right? Now, let's take our palette scrapey tool. We're going to pull out just a little bit of our white. It's already got some of that bluish color in there. Just for old Josh. Just mix a little bit of blue into there. Just a little, right? We don't want it to be super blue. We want it to be brightish, right? But not pure white. Come out here. And let's say, just with our little palette scrape tool, we're just going to deposit this weird thing. I'm going to show you because it's easier to me this way if you are putting it on and then brushing it out. Right? You can control it a little easier versus having a whole brush full of color that you're then trying to get rid of. See how we're much flatter out here, much more steep on this guy. And if we need any places to fill, then we can fill in those spots. Just a little bit of excess paint. Much flatter out there. Right? That was cool even like that. Oh, it's like we're cutting in a ocean line, literally. Right? And then the more that we mix back here, the more these little guys will go away. It's something that's a new way to do it. Right? I'm always looking for a new way to make it easier for you guys. Now there looks like there's many more details in this little section of snow because of all of our imperfections, right? Our imperfections are what's making that snow look perfect. Okay? We also Can't let it get real dark. So let's take some of this guy, spread it out back. Out back. Oh, I'm getting hungry, you guys. I'm so hungry. Dude, we had a kind of a scare today with Bailey and thought her appendix was going to blow up. And so they ran her over to the hospital and she was there for a long time. Turns out it was just inflammation in the abdominal lining or the intestinal lining. But it was scary, dude. I was scared for her. So they got her on some antibiotics and stuff. And I haven't been able to think about anything all day. And haven't been able to think about any ideas or literally anything all day because they've been over there and I've been over here stuck. So, if I'm rattling on, I'm sorry. Oh no, I just got paint all over my shirt. You're kidding me. You're literally kidding me, you guys. Thank you for the gifts, Wes. I love ya. She's 13. 13. And she's been having like stomach aches recently, you know what I mean? And obviously, for a reason, she's got this inflamed like lining. So I'm glad we found it now. Okay, let's get in here, right underneath that bit of our brightness. Let's take a bit of our darkness, right? Just as small as we can get it. Very light, very small. We can always go back and adjust our snow line down there. But if you get that little touch of dark, which doesn't have to be perfect, right? It doesn't have to be anything. It's going to be brushed out, so don't worry about what it looks like, right? Just like that. Fabulous. Now, let's get underneath, get real close, right? The only reason I can see where the brush is going to contact is because I'm holding it up like this, and I'm looking at it from this angle. If I was like this, it would be almost impossible to see where it is. And so you get up there, just give it a little grip, just a little. Oh, I don't want to lose that pink. Ooh, just a little grip. Some of the times as you get over here, you can pull a little bit harder, especially if you put a little bit more on this side. Something more to grip. When you grab it and pull it down, it may look like our reflections of our trees from above. Very small back here though, because these trees are already small. They're not going to have such a giant reflection. Look at that though. Isn't that the most gorgeous thing you've ever seen? Take these guys very lightly. I'm talking about so light. Very soft. Especially over here. If we want to keep these ones right, very, very soft. Look at that. Yeah! Okay. Let's say, do we have the space is more like it. Okay, let's mix up a little bit of our Paint with Josh plaque. I think we can sneak in just a bushy old tree out there in the day. Let's grab a little bit more black this time than we did the first time. Same amount of crimson, same amount of blue. And we'll mix them down into something crazy. Are you guys ready to see the tape come off the edge? I am so interested in what it's gonna look like when that tape gets removed off of the painting. By the way, if you grab this one during the show, you get a free gift off the Spinny Weenie Wheel, or your choice. I could get you a free signed miniature, not miniature, but small Paint with Josh palette. Your choice, if you grab it during the live show, either a spin on the wheel or a signed Paint with Josh palette, small version in black. Don't have to use it, you can just kind of put it up. Ooh, isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? Now, we've got our bright and we've got our dark. We need a little bit of our liquid white right here on our little palette scrapey tool. The liquid white is very wet and very runny. And the closer that we get to our little white area, the more the same they're gonna be, right? Which is why we have that bit of darkness in between. So we don't have to fight with the two bright areas touching. Dark section, they don't all need to be the same, and they do need to be smaller in the distance. Less detail, less brightness, whatever. It's just gotta be smaller back there. Okay, we've got our plaque mix mixed up. It's gonna be fantastic, you guys. And here we go. Remember, if you want anything to be close, it's gotta be tall. We don't necessarily have to go all the way to the top with this guy, but he does kind of got to be on par with this peak, so about right here, giving us a little bit of space. Right? Kind of pop in, pop down. Start thinking about what you want your tree to look like. So maybe it's got a little branch or a dip. It comes out over there and over here. We don't want to go down too far. Right? And if you didn't have your tape line, that's what it would sort of look like, is this jumbled old, crazy old thing, right? Doesn't have to be perfect. You want it to be weird and odd, just like that, literally just like that, okay? Now, my tape line is here. I don't want to come down too much further with this guy. There, oh, there, have him pop out. Oh, that's gonna be fantastic. Literal fantasticism right there. Just popping out, sort of into our little guy, okay? Then what we're gonna do is take some of that darkness, same thing, just kind of scrape it in underneath him. This becomes our land over here. Right? So we scrape it in, we start coming down, we can change our angle, we can go out a little further. We kind of want it to be almost straight, not necessarily perfectly straight, but almost straight as it's coming down over here. And if it is tough to get to, extend it out a little bit more, right? That'll help you. Just a little extension, okay? Now, let's go back and highlight this guy. Let's take our oval brush, take the Bob Ross oval, get a little touch of our liquid white, just a little bit. Go over here into our blue. Just kind of tap it in, right? Until that white is kind of gone. We're not using full pressure, just kind of tapping at it, literally, so you get a little bit onto here. Now, if our sun, our light is back there, let's start back in here. Just make like a little Z shape or an S shape or whatever, not trying to fill in every place. If we fill in every stinking place back here, we're gonna be upset with ourselves. Not with, me, not with ourselves. We're gonna be mad at our own self because of what we've done, right? We've covered up too much of the darkness. The darkness are where our details lie, right? They're where the depth hides, is in the dark. So, a couple little bits of blue, not trying to cover everything, right? Maybe one little, boop, just right there. Ooh, little touch, little bit. Now let's go wash off that brush. How is the audio on YouTube today, guys? Is the audio good? Can you hear me? I'm trying not to speak when I turn away from the camera and go dip my brush, so you guys don't have those, high to low things. But let me know, what's the volume like over there on YouTube today? Cosmic Lighthouse is here. She's watching on both platforms because she's awesome. It's good. Great. Okay. I've had a lot of comments recently where it's like, you turn away from the camera and it becomes so quiet, and then they turn their volume up, and then I come back to read the comments and it's super loud. And so I'm trying to adjust how I do the shows and how I speak, where my volume level is, and all that stuff. I'm trying to do better, guys. So just let me know. Feedback is always important. Come in here, okay, on this little friend back here. Let's take that liquid white. Let's go into our crimson, our crimson-y color. Just kind of dabbing at it right there. Look at that pink. Oh, the pink. Come off of this guy. Now, what are we trying to do, guys? We're not trying to cover all of our darkness up. We don't want every bit of dark to be every bit as bright as everything. You know what I mean? Like, we can't have it be all bright. We have to save the darkness. Right, come in here again into that crimson-y pile. Just make it a little bit wetter is all. Pop off of that. Over here, a couple little bits out in the light side. Right, if we wanted to. You can hide a couple little guys over here too. Don't have to all be perfect. But just like that, seriously. What else can you do from there, right? We'll take a little bit of our blue, since this guy's in the shadow. Let's pop some of that blue right over that blackish mix. Maybe get up into our bushes over there, right? Because the further you go back, but we're pulling horizontally, right? The further we go back into here, the more depth it gives you back there, right? Not everything is just laying down there at the bottom. Not all the time, anyway. Okay. Dang, this is gonna be so stinking cool. I mean, it's a little messy around the edges. It's because there's tape there. I don't know if you've seen that part. Let's get in here into our liquid white. Liquid white into, oh, screw it, into that blue mix. It's only gonna make it brighter. Very bright color, right? Not dark, dark, very bright. Scrape up some of this guy. Come down around his edges. Right? Just give them a little thing, little here, little there, whatever we want it to be. Okay. Let's say, Josh, I want to have some reflections of that tree in my water down here, even though we won't see a whole lot. We can grab some of that just off of our fan brush down here. Little guy, little thing, little bit, because it's gonna grow, you guys. It's gonna grow down, grow down. Go to the side very lightly. Look at that. That is fantastic, you guys. Now we got one more thing to do over here. One big old monster of a tree to put in. All right, maybe a couple bushes, and we'll save some of this pink light in our sky. Magic hands, I appreciate you. Okay, also, here's what we're gonna do. Let's come back in. Dipped into my odorless mineral spirits. You can see it's like water. It drips off the brush. We're gonna go into that light color, so it's very, very wet. Very sloppy, like literal watercolor paint, right? You can see it. Do you see the differences in there? And let's come into some of our dark areas. We're gonna touch, pop in little bits over here. We don't wanna have too much onto our brush. Otherwise, we really wanna grow. There we go. All right, little things from little places, here, there, and everywhere. Another little section of our branches. They're down in there. They're over everywhere. If you don't have enough of that thinner mix on your brush, it's never gonna happen. These guys, little things, right? The more little bits you put in there, the more realistic it is. There's little things holding up all these little flowers and different little bits. And we don't want to do too many, right? You can even take one, right, from growing out of your snow and be like, whoop, and pop him up, right? Because it's up to us. Whatever it looks like out there is totally up to us. More little bits in the back. Much more indistinct little bits back there, right? And again, we're deciding what we want it to look like every time that we do it, how it's going to look. So let's mix up one more big pile. We got a big old tree to put in over here, you guys. Just a monster. A little bit more black this time. A little bit of our same colors, and we'll mix them all up into this ultra darkness. The deepest and darkest color you can imagine. Paint with Josh Black. You guys are awesome. Remember, you can grab this one if you go to my website. It's right there on the front. There's no thumbnail of it, obviously, because we didn't know what it was going to look like prior to doing it. So there's no thumbnail. And if I want to just get maybe just a little kiss of light, just in different places, I'll take my titanium white, pull it over that bluey area, just in different places, right? It doesn't have to all be the same. It's never, if it's too bright, you can always darken it. If it's not bright enough, you can always brighten it. And another one of my favorite things, back in here, just remove couple little bits, little sticks and twigs and different things that are hanging out, holding up, right? You don't have to necessarily do it with your liner brush. You can do it with your old palette straightening tool, right? Okay, I don't even think that's enough paint, Josh. Why wouldn't you make enough? Like, we're on the last step. Why wouldn't you make enough paint? Oh my God, we've been doing this for 33 minutes and we're almost done, you guys. 33 minutes and we're almost, I mean, granted, our opening size is a little smaller than normal, but still, we're rocking and rolling through this one, dude. And remember, you can grab it, and it comes with a free signed small black palette from Paint with Josh. We have the giant ones that are this big, and then we have our smaller version, which is like a little shape about that size. So this whole guy right here, signed it, ready for you when the chime comes. But you gotta grab it during the live show, otherwise no dice. Okay, let's take our big old fan brush. Okay, oh goodness. This is gonna, ooh, dude, should we do, all right, should we do a little pine tree, like one of these guys, but way up here close to us? Or should we do like a sticky tree with some branches and some bushies? Our pine tree will also have bushies, but God, look at that. Dude. I love this little light, that spot, oh my, that we just caught. Oh, I can't believe this one has not found a new home yet. Honestly. Thank you, Cosmic, I appreciate you. The branches, a little fish. You're so talented. Thanks, M. Nell, appreciate ya. Let's see. Learned so much from watching people coming to me personally to commission some art. That's wicked, John. That's way cool. Let's see, guys. No trees. That's a decision only the buyer can make. But you guys are about to run out of time because here we go. I made all this paint up for a reason. Let's get in here, wiggle it down. Wiggle it down. Almost looks like hair. Look at that. It's gorgeous over here. Okay, now we've got to start from higher up than this guy. So let's come to about right. God, we're gonna hit my favorite part, right? Damn it. It's okay. It's okay. Come back over here. Let's go. We gotta start taller, but then we're gonna lose our peak of our tree. Why don't we get right to the tip top? There we go. Pull it down. Boom. Just like that. Now, what about this little guy is gonna make him be in front of everything else that's back there as we turn our brush on the side, angle it this way, and just start tapping in little things. Right? Our trunk is only there as a guideline for our tree branches and such to follow, right? The more weird and crazy you are and faster that you do it, to me anyway, the more realistic it looks. I don't know what the perfect shape of a tree is, right? There is no perfect shape. What makes a tree perfect? Guys, gals, painting pals, what out there makes a tree perfect, quote unquote? Because everyone's trees are always a little different, or everyone may think or feel something different with their little tree. So, what makes the old perfect tree, you guys? Should we give him a little friend too? Let's give him a little friend, just right there. Give him a little friend. See how close we put that little friend? His trunk is on the edge of the branches, and that way, when we come out here, we start tapping our little tappy taps down. We know that our branches are going to crisscross, which is exactly what we want. This guy gets all filled in and becomes part of the same thing, right? And then we only really got to focus on the exterior of our other little branches as they're popping out and getting all crazy. Little things make the world go round, you guys. Doesn't have to be super full. You can have little spaces, but I like these guys in the front to be so blacked out that you can't see through them, right? You can see around them, through the tip top, around it and stuff, but you can't see through the center, which is exactly what I want, okay? Now, let's just decide, since we still have all this paint and we got some room, let's try to scoop it up onto our bushy brush, like so. Come down here, filling in this area, and oh, I don't want to get too far. You have to kind of project a couple things up into that bright area. It's what makes it bright. It's what helps us save the whole thing. And this is what you would do if you didn't have your tape around the bottom. You'd make your bushes all kind of crazy, which brings them all into the foreground, right? And then when we take the tape off, it's gonna look really, really cool, you guys. Okay, let's get back. We're going to, we could use our oval brush, I guess. But we have to wash it anyway. So, whether you use your bushy brush or your oval brush, you gotta wash one of them because mine had pink on it. I don't know about yours, but mine had some pink on it. So, speaking of, let's go into our blue with that liquid white. There's not much blue left, but that's okay because we don't have much space left. Maybe back here, that whole little guy was all filled in the shadows. The light can't just reach all of him yet. Right? We're only popping in little bits, little things that we need. Again, if you're going all the way down to your canvas, you're gonna pop them down like that, creating your depth, leaving it dark on the bottom. You put a bunch of brightness down here, it no longer looks dark. There's no more depth. You see the difference right there? And the only reason I did that is because I'm on the tape that I'm going to remove. Okay, now we're gonna wash off that brush. You guys let me know if the audio changes. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to only speak when I'm either like yelling towards the camera or, standing over here anyway. But let me know over on the tube, how's the audio? Gosh, this one's looking gorgeous, don't you think? My goodness, I'll try to speak softer back here. This is very quiet when we come back here. So this one, guys, 1,794 paintings that we've done. This is it, 1,794. So if you're like, how many paintings do I have to do to get that good? Just about 1,794. Let's come in here and grab the last little bit of our crimson left with that liquid white onto the top of these guys. See how we project out above the shadows, right? Look at that pink. That is gorgeous. Quite honestly, fan-schmastic, you guys. Literally, you can't do it better than that. A little bit, feeding that pink down, right? So not everything is all in the shadows. Very cool, though. Very cool. Don't you dare try to do it back here, right? That light would never reach all the way back here. So don't you dare try to put that stuff back there, okay? Let's highlight our trees with blue and just white, and it's gonna be fantastic, you guys. Okay, where's my old Paint with Josh fan brush? There it is. Gonna grab Paint with Josh fan brush into my blue again. I don't think there's enough. Oh, I guess we got a little bit, but I want it to be a bit darker. Here we go. There. I just got a little bit of my plaque to make it a little bit darker again. Now, we've got a brush full of color. Right? We know that we do not want to contact every place. Right? So we come out here and we start smacking at it. Give little taps, a couple little doers. Not trying to cover everything. We don't need to have branches go down all the way. It doesn't matter. Remember, remember, remember. Let's turn our brush over. Let's get this guy because he would be down in the shadows. We don't have any light coming through back here. So it's all going to be those bluey bits, right? Bluey. Oh, bluey. Tap, tap, tap. Little things. See how there's disconnections? How many disconnections are in between here, right? First, you would have to count how many taps I did. Just like this, like a chopstick in my hand, just going, smacking it, smacking it, smacking it. I'm trying to touch it as softly as possible, which is why we go like this, quick. And then as soon as you get in there, you gotta move and get up your tree or down your tree or whatever. Because you don't wanna tap in that liquidy paint or that very bright paint into that same spot over and over and over again. That's how you make mud. Okay, so what we do is we tap, and then we leave, and we move, and we go. Go, 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 go. Do not tap in the same spot twice. And bang, 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 boom. Just like that. Fill it in. You can kind of go into your center area a little bit or whatever. Because we're going to crisscross over them with our, see that? Leaving disconnections throughout our entire dude. There's nothing that's all the same. None of the colors are touching too much anyway. Of course, you'd have a couple colors touch, you know what I mean? But nothing's too crazy. And then vice versa, we're gonna go with our white. The titanium white. Bye-bye. Oh, did somebody leave? Thanks, John, appreciate you. Oh, gotta go, see it. I see it, see that? You guys, look at this thing. So, everybody do me one favor. Before we put our highlights on and then pull this tape off, just check in and tell me where you're watching from. That's all I wanna know. All right, gonna come in here into the titanium white. That way we have our brightest white sitting right out here. It's closest to us. Come up here and do a little tap, just like that. Start our little dibs and drabs and dabs. And isn't it amazing how just a bit of white and a bit of blue can trick our eye into thinking we got a little tree back there. See how this one's too far back? Dull him back down, bro. Too far. Don't go too far. Now, every time that we're also dabbing off that paint, right, because my brush was like this, so as I'm hitting the paint, I'm dropping off white, but I'm also picking up that dark color, right? So eventually, you either have to push really hard in order for the white to deposit, or flip the corner of your brush to that other corner, right? So now I'm gonna take the corner, I'm gonna turn it this way, revealing our other dark corner that we used prior. Right, we'll come back here and just tap on little things, staying on the outside first. Stay on that outside edge, right? And then you can kind of feed your way back up the middle. It's like a football play. Out here and over there, right? How far do your little light bits come down? And isn't it crazy? See that? This one I don't like either. I'm just gonna tap at it, make him go away. But not just in the same spot over and over. You know what I mean? Tapping, 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 you guys. Now, it is possible to go back and add dark areas where you want, right? You don't need to have everything be so bright or so dark, but if you want to get back in there, just make sure that you're not covering all that darkness too much. If you cover it too much, you are not going to like it. It's not me, it's you that isn't going to like it. Okay, now let's come in here, a little bit of our titanium white. Smallest little thing. Let's get in, maybe we can see just a little bit into those trees. Might be a little touch of trunk showing, and it just makes them more full, right? Was your mom like my mom with the Christmas tree? You're like, Josh, you gotta turn it. There's a hole in it. You gotta turn it so we can't see the trunk. I wanna see the trunks on some of these guys. It gives them more depth, right? More looking into the tree glass. Gives you that depth. Isn't it crazy though? Blue, black, white. Christmas tree. Amazing. Literally amazing. So, you guys come up with a title for this painting. Remember, Cosmic's been telling you, I've been telling you, if you want to grab it, it's the very first thing that you're going to see over on paintwithjosh.com. You don't have to get it. I realize we're not going to sell every painting during every show. I get it. I gotcha. But if you do happen to grab it, right, you get to tell us what it's going to be titled. So you get to pick the title. And then... so pretty, I lost my train of thought. You get to pick the title, plus you get a free signed palette. Right here, I'll show you what they look like. Now this guy is the Paint with Josh small version of our palettes. This is the black version, right? And then on the back side, it's also engraved for the left-handies, right? But I threw the old signature on there. Thank you. You get this if you get this painting during the live show. That's it. Okay, now who's ready to peel off this tape? Are you guys ready? Start coming up with a title. We're gonna scratch in a couple little sticks and twigs down here with our little palette tools, coming out of different places and different things, and kind of growing from those darker areas, holding stuff up. Little stuff, right? The more you do, the more fun you'll have scratching away at that old guy. Okay, let's see. I'm wondering if people are wondering what it's going to look like when we take the tape off, right? I am also wondering that. So, should we remove the tape or no? Let's just leave the tape up there forever, right? It looks good like this. Or should we take it off? You guys tell me. Let me know in the comments. Should we take it off? Should we remove it? Or should we leave it out there for all mankind? Of course we're going to remove it. Just gorgeous. Just making it a little bit darker around the edge of that little guy, just with my little fan brush. Little old doers in the night. Little details there. There it is, just dragging down a little bit. Give you a little shadow right here. Very cool. Okay. Should we take off the tape? Are you guys ready? Off with the tape. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Should we do it piece by piece? Oh, look at that crisp line. I like that. Okay, where's our next little guy? Oh, I got a piece right here. And there it goes. Oh, right through. I even caught a piece of that pink on the back side. That's awesome. Seems I've stuck it through my tape. This is like a magic trick, bro. That side is underneath, so let's do this guy first. Get him off. And then we got our little friend over here, which I can't grab because first I don't have any fingernails. Secondly, it's wrapped around too tight. So this guy, wow, those are some pretty solid little triangles, you guys. Pretty solid. Oh, okay. Looks like this guy is underneath the guy on the top. So let's grab him. Are you ready? Oh my goodness, guys. There it goes. Oh, that is crisp. That is crisp. Oh, 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 oh. Holy cow. Hand basket, man. All right, we got the bottom one next. We'll do our little bottom section. Like I said, it should be cool. I don't know. I didn't know what it was going to look like when we first started doing it. So, there. This guy, off with their heads. Oh, look at that, dude. Oh, my, here we go again. Zip, zap, zoop. That is fantastic. That's literally fantastic. Now, my goal is going to be to not touch the exterior of the canvas. There. And leave it nice and bright white. So I'm actually even gonna change gloves. I'm gonna change gloves. Doesn't that look fabulous? Oh. Oh, it's gorgeous. It's like a little frame. It's like a little frame around him. It's like watching it on an old school TV, right? That's really cool. Really cool, guys. Really cool. Now, our paint kind of overlapped a little bit out into our rounded area, and that's just from me brushing it a bit too hard, but the lines are very crisp. That's neat. We could even make this dude, even make him extend out, guys. We could make the bushes come out of the opening. We can make the treetop go out. Oh my. All right. I got the paint. No one else has bought the painting yet, so it's still mine. I can do whatever the heck I want, right? So what if we did this? Just like that. Doesn't even need to be the whole trunk or anything. Get a couple little branches. Remember, your paint up here might react differently because the white part of our canvas is no longer wet, right? So, if we were going to do that type of a thing, and we came down on this type of a thing, and we popped in just a little bit of our bluey, shadowy paints. And we came back and did our little white paints as well. This really cool, depth-filled kind of a piece. Quick. Just like that. Just tap it, tap it, tap it, tap it. Wherever it wants to live. Can live right there, coming up out of our guy. Right? Should we do it down to the bottom too? Yes or no, guys? Yes or no? Just instantly pushes back. Top Gun. I think this one's 229. Is it already gone? Did somebody get it? I don't think so. I don't believe so. Just double check this guy. Everybody said it was good to go, so let's see. Did somebody? Oh, Tim! That's it, guys. It's no longer there because Tim grabbed it. And this painting now has a new owner, you guys. It's got a new owner. Thank you, Cosmic. I appreciate you. I didn't hear anything go off, so normally we get the little shping. But that one's really cool. Really, really cool. Okay. Like I said, we did get a little bit of overspillage onto the exterior where our tape wasn't, but I think I can deal with that. I can deal. Because my thought was, whoever's gonna get it is gonna put it in a frame, which is gonna give it more depth, right? That's at least my thought. So let me watch, I'll show you what I was thinking. As soon as let me get this. This is actually, would be a perfect frame for this. It would literally be the perfect frame. Would be this blue guy. Oh, right? And that is gonna make it, oh, it's gonna make it so cool. So Tim, you gotta get a frame for it in order for it to really give it that depth. But that is fabutastic. So guys, you gotta tell Tim, shoot, I shouldn't have taken my gloves off yet, because I still gotta wash the brushes, but you gotta tell Tim what you wanna call his painting. What would you title it? Right? What do you think it should be called? And Tim normally watches over on YouTube, I think. Where is Tim? Where is Tim? This painting should be called Framed. I like that. I like that. That's amazing. I appreciate you. I appreciate it. It came out really cool. I was worried about the perspective because we're on such a smaller surface, but it came out really nice. Really nice. Framed falls. Cotton candy winter. We're going to put the birds in, Bri. We got to put the birds in still. No worries there. In fact, let's do it right now. Get our odorless mineral spirits and our plaque mix. It's very dark. Right, come out here. And let's plop in the old birds. It's flying through the night. Right? Through the painting, almost like they're gonna fly through and come out to greet us. Right? You can even take that same darkness. Let's just sign this old guy down here. I just put my whole. This is why I wear gloves, by the way. Because there's paint all over everything that I have. Everything I touch has the paint on it. Let's just imagine we would normally put the signature down there. Look at that paint with Josh's liner brush on a dry canvas, in fact. That's fabulous. I like that, dude. I like it a lot. So, Timothy, what are we going to name this painting, Tim? You got to let us know. And then I can get it all titled up for us. Would anybody else be interested in a little framed kind of a thing like that? I really like that idea. And the tape held up very well. Very well. I mean, there's a little spot right here where it tried to sneak its way out. But that's it, literally. Like maybe one little touch up here by the branch. But as far as having a crisp line on that thing, that is gorgeous. Quite honestly, gorgeous. Gorgeous. OCD nightmare. Oh, that's funny. Thank you, Tiago. Tim says you pick. So I'm going to pick, you guys. So that means you guys have to flood the chat full of comments, right? What would we title this painting? Flood the chat, literally. And tell me, what do you think? What should we call this old guy? God, that's cool looking. So cool. So you guys type it in. I don't want to even clean or touch anything until I move this canvas around, because the main goal of this canvas is to have it be white around the edge. And if it's not white around the edges, then it's going to irritate old Joshy boy, right? So, I don't want to touch it. We do need a name. You guys title it in, and then I'll flip it around and sign it. Where the river runs through. I like it. That's it. Call it window look, or the window look. River runs through it. Who framed Roger Rabbit? Classic 90s movie. What made me start putting the birds in? It's a good question. I have answered it numerous times. Let me pick a title real quick, and then I'll answer. Yes, Tiago. It is the family. I always thought, framed frost. That's kind of cool. I was spending a lot of time doing my paintings and stuff and not spending a lot of time with my family, kind of neglecting them. And so it was coming up, you know what I mean? We were having arguments and stuff, and it was coming up, and I was like, you guys are right. Like, at least I started, I wanted them to be with me. It also came from whenever we would travel anywhere, either myself and my daughter would go somewhere and leave London at home, or London and my daughter would go somewhere, and I would have to stay home to mind all the animals and the dogs and cats and stuff. And so this was a cool way for us to travel together through every scene. These birds have been more places than I'll ever be in my real life, you know what I mean? They've visited more spots and been in more things, and it started to become this way of keeping them close to me. It's gonna make me start crying. And it was really cool. And, people now, like, I know, go with the flow, right? She has herself and her 2 daughters because they lost her husband, you know what I mean? And so people tend to see themselves in it, or people tend to paint their own family. So if you've got 5 or 7, I hope you're on a big canvas, you got lots of room for that flock. But, it's a cool way. Some people paint 1, like Todd. Todd just lives by himself. He just paints 1. Just got 1, that's it. Knock it out. Very cool, you know what I mean? And it's just it's a cool thing, and I so love that it kind of took off with everybody else, and people view their own family in the birds. Again, I'm going to start crying if I keep talking about it. So, let's pick a title. Freeze frame. That's it. Winner. Chicken dinner. Freeze frame. You guys know that song? Am I the only one that knows that song? Come on. Freeze frame. There we go. Okay. Now, let's get this guy out, turn it around, and sign it, and double check that there is no paint on my hands at all. Okay, so we can actually grab this guy. How easy it is to just grab it with it being nice and dry around its edges. That is very nice. I might do a lot more of these just based off of how I can grab it. See, we got blue on our finger. There's always something somewhere. There we go. Over here. Like that. This one's number 1794. Cosmic, help me. 94, right? Pretty sure it's 94. Pretty sure it's 94. Yes, thank you. Okay, perfect. 1794. That means we've done 1,793 paintings right before this one. Let's call it freeze frame. Freeze frame. No? All right. I guess I'm the only one that's still stuck in the 80s music genre. Painted on 4/12 of 2025. We're all going to go to paintwithjosh.com because it's like the best place ever. All right, maybe not the best place ever, but it's supposed to be there we go. Gorgeous. Always remember, don't push real hard when you're signing on the back of your paintings because that permanent marker is going to want to grow through, right? And you can see if you don't tape around the entire edge, right, then you will get some paint around there. For the first time doing it, I think it looks amazing. Literally more blue on myself. Okay, now I've got to go wash off all these brushes. So you guys can either hang out and chill right there, or go about your business for the rest of the day. I don't know. But I'm gonna get in here. We're gonna wash off. We're gonna wash off these brushes, and then maybe go get some food, and then maybe think about coming back and doing another one. I really like this. I really liked it. So we'll see. You guys know what happens to old Paint with Josh if I get an idea and I'm like, ooh, that looks cool. Ooh, what else can we do? Maybe we'll do a seascape with a frame on it. Maybe have the water roll out onto the frame. You know what I mean? All sorts of stuff. It's really gonna be cool. Maybe we'll do a black canvas with a black frame around it, and then it'll look like it's already framed to begin with. Again, should be very. Okay, I got a couple more brushes to clean up. So you guys can just chit chat, hang out, tell each other what you got going on. Ow, man. Okay. Foul. Again, this is why we wear gloves, guys. People ask all the time, why do you wear gloves? Because this. Because I don't want to have paint all over myself. Because of the gross paint all over my hands now. Not only that, but the thinner sprays that I can feel hit my hand. Those are never fun. But I get the question all the time, like the gloves are like the biggest irritant to some people. They just irritate people that I wear the gloves. I don't understand why. It's like even if it's not protecting me, I feel like it is. And so that should be fine. Why can't you just let me wear the gloves and not give me crap about it? But it's all good. It's all good. Okay, you guys, you've been amazing. I just love you all. Tim, I'll get that little palette into the box with this one when it goes out. I'm gonna get rid of these paper towels. I'm gonna go wash my hands and go get some food. Maybe we'll come back and do another show. If you're good, no, I'm sure. And Santa Claus might come back and do another show. No, I don't know. It's Saturday night, man. Like, what else are we gonna do? What else? Again, this is why we wear gloves. So you guys have been amazing. I need to go wash my hands before I even touch this canvas. Tim, thank you so much. Honestly, thank you so much. This one came out fabutastic, honestly. Can't imagine it doing any better than that. You know what I mean? And if you stick it into a frame, it's gonna hide these little bits of stuff, which was the side where our brush kind of slapped at it. I could also paint around the frame, and we'll just do black around the whole thing. But because these are rounded, you know what I mean? You can never get it straight onto the side. But if you throw it in a frame, it's gonna give it so much more depth as well. Just having that next little layer down, you know what I mean? It's gonna look so cool, so cool. But you've been amazing. I love everybody over there on YouTube. You guys are awesome. I can't wait to see your versions of this painting. Send it in to facebook.com/officialpaintwithjosh, or send it to me on Instagram @paintwithjoshk. Beyond that, you guys are amazing. Thank you, Tim, so much again one more time. Until I see you guys again on the next one, take care. Have the rest of a good day, and blah, blah. Man, that came out so good. Just came out